And so much more, as well as joining us now with reaction to those Supreme Court rulings today, is New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Congressman, good to see you, and thanks so much for coming on. Before we get to the specifics of the Supreme Court there, I just wanted to get your reaction on the recent report from the Associated Press that so many more voters are turning to your party, sir. Why do you believe that is?
Oh, you can see it because what has happened over the past year and a half has literally been disaster. It isn't just one disaster. It's every day, every week, every month. So let's look at the issues real quickly. Law enforcement and what we did to it and what we've done to it in the big cities. How about what we're doing to our military? I call wokeifying it or making it a woke military. The military needs to be strong. The disaster in Afghanistan, the lives that were lost, we left good people there. We brought bad people in some cases, and again, did the wrong thing. Our borders opened up, people spilling in, some that are sick, some with diseases, some that are literally on the watch list, the terrorist watch list. Unbelievable, the stuff that's going on. And these are only little pieces of it that we see. I mean, at every level, this has been a failure of a presidency and a failure of a majority party. And we just can't go along this way or we're going to lose our America. And we want our America. And people, the average person, the working person who's paying all that money for gas and sees prices going up, have never seen anything like this in their lifetime. This is the greatest challenge since the Civil War. We've got to bring America back home.
What could be a campaign issue?
The GOP is the way to do it.
What could be a campaign issue now is abortion rights, as Roe v. Wade was overturned on Friday by the Supreme Court. Congressman, as you know, several states are looking to ban abortion or already doing so. But in your state of New Jersey, that's not happening here. As we look at the future per state status of they're likely to ban or likely to keep here. But you released a statement on the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. We'll read it to the viewers. Quote, "The Supreme Court made the right decision to return this issue to the states so that they can create their own laws regarding abortion. Here in New Jersey, we must continue to speak out and fight against Governor Murphy's radical policies that call for taxpayer-funded partial birth abortions," end quote. Can you respond to that?
Yeah, I can. So there's multiple parts to this abortion issue. One is the constitutional issue, and absolutely the Supreme Court was correct. People should understand this doesn't mean all abortions are just going away. It means it goes back to the states, and the states work it out with their individual legislators and the legislature and the governor, and that'll be up to the states. Secondly, what's important to understand about this abortion issue is what I would call the spiritual and scientific side of it. We've learned a lot in science over the last number of years, and what we realize by the imagery that we get and what we see, especially the 3D imagery, is that these are little babies. They're not just amorphous blobs of tissue that we were told years ago. They have hands and feet and faces and heartbeats. And it's something that, for that reason, I've evolved over a period of time where I just think it's really wrong abortion. Most of all, though, I always was against, and I don't know how anybody can be for, even if they're pro-choice, late-term abortions, 7 months, 8 months, even live birth abortions if the abortion doesn't go right and the baby is born and they wait a while to see if they can kill it that way. This is unbelievable stuff. This is something you can't believe that the free America and the America of faith it can go along with this. So I think on both sides, the ruling was right, whether it be the spiritual, the scientific, or whether it be just the constitutional. Nowhere in the Constitution, nowhere is it embedded that abortion is a constitutional right. It just isn't. It has nothing to do with the Constitution. This is a states' rights issue.
Sent it back to the states, again, to be handled by the people. That from the decision on Friday. Another decision was Kennedy versus Brennington. what is seen as a win for religious expression. That was the kneeling coach, the praying coach that knelt on the 50-yard line. He received essentially punishment for doing so. His religious freedoms were upheld. It was found that his First Amendment rights were violated. He can indeed pray with his players if he so chooses to, without facing any type of penalty there. Still waiting on a response from the school. Congressman Van Drew, your thoughts on this and the court ruling in favor of religious freedom and really the First Amendment as well?
Thank God. I would ask people to read what our founding fathers wrote. Every page of every document that they've ever written or spoke about was the fact that in some way our nation was based on faith. Now, that doesn't mean that I can force my faith on you. It doesn't mean that if I go to a particular church, you have to go to that same church. It does mean that as Americans, if we want to, we have the right to kneel silently and pray to our God. I mean, we are going in such an what was our original freedoms way in so many ways in America. It is good to see us just returning to, again, what the basis of this nation has always been. You know, I tell people all the time, and I mean it, I have a really tough job. Pray for me. Prayer never hurt anyone.
Congressman Jeff Van Drew joining us live here, Congressman of New Jersey. Good to see you. Thank you for that.
Good. Thank you.